Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikita Tanwani, former Femina Miss India Andhra Pradesh and now a YouTuber and a pageant coach. If your child is competing in a pageant or wants to compete in one in the future, then this video is definitely for you. Now, recently on my social media, I actually spoke about my experience having gotten the opportunity to speak to some of the parents of the students regarding the 7-day offline pageant training program, which I am conducting in Hyderabad next month. And I was so glad to be able to witness these conversations and to be a part of them as well, where parents are coming forward and taking an interest in pageantry, or at least taking the effort to understand what pageants are about and what their child is going after. And it was such a beautiful moment. I was able to reassure the parents as to what I do, what is going to be happening in the 7-day pageant training program, and how this journey and how the opportunities that come along with pageants would benefit their child. And even if they don't want to get into the entertainment industry, how pageants still play such an important role in shaping you into just a much more confident and better version of yourself. And now I know that a lot of you have left me messages and comments, and I've seen this all the time, that families in the society that we do live in don't always understand pageantry or the field of modeling, and there are a lot of myths and misconceptions, and most importantly, lack of information around this field. And so if you're in the same boat, or even if you're not and you're watching this video along with your parents, then please do tag me in your social media stories. I would love to see those moments and reshares and just be able to see the change that is happening in the upcoming generations, where families and parents are coming together and making this a group effort and being a part of their children's pageant journey. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 pieces of advice for pageant parents. Now, a lot of the pageant contestants, most of them are in the age category of 18 to 21. And so these students and contestants are often dependent on their families still. And so parents actually play a huge role in the pageant preparation process. And I cannot emphasize enough on how significant your involvement will be in the overall journey that your child is about to embark on. Because believe me, nobody wins a pageant with just individual effort. There's always a huge team supporting the contestant, and it is group and team effort, and I'm sure the contestant would love to have their family beside them. Number 1, understand your contestant's vision and purpose, and then be there to support them at every step of the way. So something that a lot of contestants' parents sometimes don't understand is the reason for which they want to compete in the pageant, apart from just how it's going to help them with their professional growth. Because pageants always have a purpose beyond them, and that is something that I feel that if families and parents start understanding that, they would realize that beauty pageants are so much more than just the outfits that you wear and the makeup and the glam and the glitz. And that lack of information is what I try to cover the gap of when I speak to parents. And so that is the conversations that contestants should definitely have with their parents. Something that worked personally for me when I was competing for pageants and I had to explain the whole thing to my family is that I told them that how many 20-year-olds or how many 23-year-olds are actually, working on their skin, on their fitness, on their advocacy. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. Our parents have always told us that the company that you surround yourself with really matters. And I feel that pageants are such a beautiful place to evolve as a person, because you are constantly surrounded by people who have like-minded goals. They are all working towards the same objective. They have a bigger vision for their lives, and that energy is so infectious, and you want that to rub off on your child. There are so many lifestyle changes that the contestant would have to make for a better, healthy living, because that does play a role in the preparation. It's not just about the expenses or just about walking on stage. It's the reading that you do, it's the thinking that you do, it's the fitness and the diet that you follow. It's so many things, and who wouldn't want their child to be working on self-growth and personality development all the time? And believe me, competing in a pageant can get quite overwhelming, considering so many of the things and the tasks that you have to take care of as a contestant. And so in this situation, this is where your parents' life experience can come in handy and actually really help the contestant. I always say this to my students, that when you're in a pageant, you are basically branding yourself and promoting yourself as a personal brand. There's a lot of business and marketing and people skills that actually come in handy when you're dealing with sponsors, photographers, designers, and there are so many people that contestants have to talk to help them and become a part of their journey. And for an 18-year-old, that can be quite intimidating. And so it would be so nice if your family and parents came along with you, because having an elder person, an adult with you who has more life experiences, who would obviously be better at having those business marketing conversations, can be such a huge help and take away so much of the stress that the contestant might have to go through if she had to do it alone. And I really believe that, loving someone is just being there for them and making their life easy. And that is definitely something you can do for your child. Number 2, be objective with your feedback. Now, this could also happen that certain parents always think that no matter what their contestant or their child is doing, they are always the best. While you do have to support your contestant and be very encouraging and motivating, try not to be biased when it comes to evaluating or assessing or giving feedback to your contestant's performance. Even though you are a parent, you also want your contestant to grow as a person along with this journey and not just walk after the crown or the sash, because there is so much more that you can take away from a pageant. And when it comes to beauty pageants, however discouraging this might sound, there can only be one winner, and so there are high chances that your child will not win the crown or the finale. And so you have to already have a mindset or a temperament set in order to how to deal with that situation and be very objective with them. If you are not working hard enough, if you are not reading enough, if you are eating junk food, it's going to show on your skin. If you are not disciplined enough in your preparation process, do not sugarcoat things for your contestant. Tell them that there is someone more hardworking out there who will back the title. Number 3, do not compare your contestant with other contestants, especially if you're there during the pageant competition, because that can be a huge blow to self-esteem, and that's the last thing you want to do to your child. Even during the pageant preparation process, through social media, there are often a lot of contestants whose performance you can see online, considering how transparent pageant systems are becoming these days, which I think is amazing. While you do have to be objective and focus on your contestant's performance alone, remember not to say statements such as, oh, look at her walk, look at her sequence, look at her outfit, look at her gown, she looks amazing. Try not to do that or have those type of conversations, or indirectly, subtly be communicating that to your contestant or your child during the competition. Those 5 days, 7 days, 30 days, however long the competition is, you as a member of their support team have to be exuding positivity. You have to make sure that their confidence levels do not go down during the competition. Everything that has to be done could have been done. The preparation part, everything is already done. And the finale, the pageant, last few days, that's where you have to shine. And so it's very important to be calm and composed. And so try not to make your contestant too anxious because of parental pressure. Number 4, let your contestant find their own feet. Now, this means that do not try to micromanage every aspect of their pageant preparation, how they should write their introduction, how should they prepare, or how should they dress, or their hair. There will be things on which your contestant will have their own opinion. And as parents, try to let go of the control and try to let your contestant and your child make their own decisions. I always encourage that. Sometimes contestants do not want to be practicing a day before the pageant. They just want to calm down and introspect and take that time to themselves. That is also fine. Let them do that. It's not necessary to be hectic and rushing and preparing till the very last minute. That just adds to the stress, and there needs to be this calm aura around the contestant as well. And I understand that there might be instances in which you feel that following their advice might affect the result. But believe me, we all learn from failures. If you are not going to make mistakes, you are not going to learn. So allow your child to make some mistakes during the process. Maybe there are things that will give them lessons that will stick to them for life. And this would be so much more useful and helpful than anything else that you could have just enforced upon them. So let them find their own ground. Let them find and discover themselves as a person. And number 5, focus on the learning and not the crown alone. This means that 1, you have to understand it's their beauty pageant, not yours. So don't try to enforce or impose your desire for the crown, for the victory, for the main title on your contestant, because there is so much more that they will take away from this competition and this journey. They would have discovered themselves, their strengths, their weaknesses, what they have opinions about and why they have those opinions. And in the end, it's all about the type of person that you become and come out of the pageant competition as. And so even if your child does not win the pageant, you have to teach them how to deal with rejection, how to deal with failure, and how to be a good sport, and how to continue and carry forward their vision regardless of the result of the pageant. And so these are conversations that you need to be having before the pageant, during the preparation, after the pageant, that it is just a title. Pageants are only a part of your life. Do not give it so much importance that the result shatters you or affects your self-esteem. I often speak to students and sometimes they are so nervous just because they think that if I don't win this competition, the world will come to an end. Believe me, it will not. And so go in thinking that it's all right, even if I don't win. I will give it my 100%, and the only thing that's important is if I'm truly being honest with myself, did I give it my 100%? Because that's all you can do. You cannot change or decide the result of the competition. And so these are the pieces of advice that I wanted to share with pageant parents and also contestants, if your parents are a part of your pageant journey so far, or even if they are not on your side yet. I truly believe that having healthy discussions and conversations can solve most problems. And just remember that you are not on different sides, you are not two different teams, you are on the same team. And I really hope that a lot of parents and families understand this and become more and more inclusive in their pageant process. That's all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys found this video helpful, informative, and I really hope that you watch this and show this to your parents as well. Let me know other videos that you would like to see on my channel, and as always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye!